call the meeting to order. Call to order at 7:02. Okay, welcome everybody to the Development Review Board meeting for the 20th of March, 2024. So we have our agenda here. I think there might be extra copies. First, we call the meeting to order, which we just did. Now let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. And please declare if you have any conflicts of interest for the applications on our agenda tonight. My name is Lucy Thayer. I am the DRB chair. And then you guys can start at, Beth, you usually sit at the end. I'm not sure if that's where you are today, and go from there.
I'm in the middle.
Okay, let's start with whoever's at the end.
Dave.
Okay.
I'm Dave Ballou, I'm the vice chair.
I'm Jill Burkett.
I'm Elizabeth Blaisdell.
I'm Joyce Barbieri, alternate.
All right, if there's any conflicts of interest, please let us know about that. Didn't sound like there is any, so.
No.
All right, okay, perfect. The rules of procedure. So how this happens is we are going to run through our agenda. It's going to start with a reorganizational component where we need to, at the first meeting after the town meeting, so we're going to elect our chair and vice chair for the next year. Then we will hear application 2402, and we will, the way that works is we will open it up, invite the applicant to speak, and then we will have the board ask discussions, and then we'll open it up for public comment. So that's kind of the rundown, and then we'll go either into deliberative session or not. We may continue the hearing, or we may close it if we feel like we have sufficient evidence and information from the applicant. So let's review the meeting's agenda. Are there any revisions to the agenda as written, or would we like to approve it as written?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, Jill first, and Dave seconds it. All right. Sorry, I'm jotting notes down for the agenda. All right, all in favor of approving the agenda as written, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, the agenda is approved as written. All right, so item number 3, reorganizational meeting. All right, since I am just acting as the chair until we do this, can we get a nomination for the chair, please?
May I make a suggestion that we table this until after the select board's April meeting because they have not appointed the new people yet?
So I am not sure if we can, I don't know. Well, let's hear, what do people think
I
about
forgot
that?
to bring, I don't know whose term is up, but there are 2 people.
Mine. I think
Yeah,
mine.
that's right.
I think mine is.
Yours and, I forget who the other one was.
I don't remember.
Jason, maybe?
No.
It's not me.
But, I mean, I'm sure they'll, did you want to be reappointed?
Yeah, I guess.
But again, they haven't done it yet because they haven't had a meeting since the election.
Well, I think so. We could do 2 things. We could table it, or we could also proceed. And then if there's a change, then in the, the members, then we could also go through the appointment process after that as well. What do folks think?
I'm trying to think who's not here that was the other one.
I thought I was the only one.
You are?
I thought I
So-
thought I was the only one.
Jason is not there.
No,
I don't
His
know
term's not
what his
up yet,
appointment,
though.
but his appointment status. No, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one, and I don't plan on being chair or vice chair, so we don't need to worry about this. There, I put that out there.
I make a motion that Lucy remains chair.
I second it.
What do you think, Lucy?
I will accept the responsibility. Okay, so are there any other nominations?
No.
Okay, all in favor of me continuing to be chair, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, then I will be chair. Thank you for the nomination, and I am proud to continue serving.
Thank you.
So, all right, that was Jill, and Beth seconded that. I'm also trying to take that, so I want to have Bill second. So that's Bill Beth seconds, got it, approved. Okay, can we get a nomination for vice chair, please?
I nominate Dave.
I second it.
Okay, that was Beth and Jill.
okay,
Dave, do you
Dave?
accept that nomination?
Sure.
He loves it. Come on.
Yeah, I know. All
Gotta
right.
have one
Are there
person
any
with
other?
reasoning.
Yeah.
Are there any other nominations? Okay, all in favor of Dave being vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, congratulations, Dave. You are still vice chair.
Thanks, Dave.
Yay.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to item number 4. All right. This is application 2402.
Did they signed in, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yep, I think we're all signed in.
Okay.
All right, so this is application 2402, Wallingford Village Market LLC, a conditional use application to quote, open a village market consistent with the site plan attached to the permit. Then it says construction permit for the general layout of the market was approved under permit 22-45. So I would like to
Lucy,
swear.
we have a point of order, you gotta swear in the parties here.
Oh, Dave, let me get it out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say. So now that we have opened up the application, I'd like to swear in anybody who's either going to provide testimony. So Monica, if you could please raise your right hand and agree to the following statement. I hereby affirm that the evidence I give in the case under consideration shall be the whole truth and nothing but the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury.
Both of you if you can.
Yes.
Say
All right.
Yes.
They both said yes.
All right. All right. So thank you very much. Swear in, check. Good. All right. So, Monica, could you please start out by telling us a little bit about what you're doing and your application so that we can just get hear from you what we kind of read in your application, please.
Sure. My name is Monica Delorme, and I would like to open a small market at 15 South Main Street in the block. Let's see.
Is her voice gonna be picked up all right, or you wanna move
Mike,
over?
you want to sit up here?
Can you hear all right?
Is this,
Yeah, although I would love it
Is
if
this
you
the
sat at
mic?
the table.
Hi, Lucy.
Hi.
So I'm Monica. I'd like to open a market with a commercial kitchen at 15 South Main Street, according to this plan.
All right. Could you go ahead and like elaborate some of the details that you had in your application that included like the hours of operation and maybe some other permits and other things you've done?
Yes, permitting needs to go through the Department of Agriculture and Markets, the Health Department, the Department of Liquor.
Okay, and you are looking to do 7-day, the anticipated hours, and of course you don't have to maintain these hours, but the maximum you'd like to do is 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
9 p.m.?
9 p.m.
Or, I'm sorry, 9 p.m., thank you.
That's in case there are events.
Okay. 3 season seating for 12 people outdoor and indoor seating for 6 people. So my understanding from our zoning administrator recused themselves on this, but my understanding is that the reason that this application is before the DRB is for conditional use, specifically because it includes a restaurant, which is not a permitted use, and it's a conditional use in this district. And it's been over a year since Sal's was open.
Yes.
It's just so the board knows that.
Say that part again, Lucy? The first part?
That it is in the neighborhood commercial district. A restaurant is a conditional use, and because Sal's has been closed for over a year, that is no longer grandfathered, and so that is why this is in front of us.
I agree with the first part, but I don't know about, I mean, the second part, but I don't know about the first part.
Well, the following uses are permitted: retail store, business office, personal service business, community center, one family, two family, or multiple family dwelling, mobile home, hotel, mortuary, funeral home, educational institution, or enclosed accessory use.
Oh, because it didn't actually reference restaurant.
Correct.
Okay.
Do you have any other details you want to share with us, Monica?
I think that's it.
Okay, I have a question for you. You said there was a site plan included, but all I see are floor plans. Did you guys get them? I have a floor plan.
Well,
honestly.
that was one of my questions too, because I didn't notice it till late this afternoon that it had 3 attachments, and attachment 3 is not there. Do you know what attachment 3 was? And none of us got it. I don't even know what it was.
I mean, I got.
Maybe it's
Maybe it's that, oh, maybe it's
it is
this.
the plan.
It's a plan.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
But are they both floor plans? Like, there's no extra, I don't see any plan that shows anything outside of the interior.
Oh, what is it that you're looking for?
The building plan, which is the last.
Yeah, well, she said a site plan. A site plan is outside, a floor plan is inside. So it specifically says consistent with the site plan attached. The site plan is exterior to the building.
I think that's what she meant, was the floor plan.
So that's what was attachment 3?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's everyone has 2 floor plans. One that's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, okay. All right, let me open it up to the board and I would like to hear you guys ask questions before I ask the rest of my questions.
Okay, so I'm seeing in the back that it says restaurant. How do you access the back? Is this where the seating is, back here?
No, that is going to be a restaurant. That's not part of the market.
Okay, so do you plan on having indoor seating?
By the 2 windows in the front?
Okay. Kind of like where they had it before, they had that, there was kind of a counter up there, but you're having,
Not a counter.
no, I'm just saying that's where people sat before. Is that where you're planning on doing it? Front window?
There'll be pedestal tables, yes.
Okay. And you're working with Bob Manfred, has he been in to see your space
He's
yet? or-
coming.
Okay.
He is coming,
Yeah, because he's great
He's been
to,
in-
before, during, and after, yeah.
absolutely.
So what
Very easy to work with.
What I was confused about, we have nothing to do with this water and sewer part, do we?
Nope.
So,
I mean, honestly, these additional permits you need to get them, but they're outside of our purview.
okay,
But what is inside of our purview is the hours, I guess I was curious, just kind of, I'll tell you my biggest question is signage. I didn't see any supplemental information about signage, and you did request that it be lighted.
Right.
yeah, I think it said it was gonna be the same as South.
Well, I mean, Sal's hasn't been up for a while, so was Sal's a lighted sign?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I think there was 2 down lights on
There
it.
was a light on the sign, so the intention is not that it be a lighted sign, like an internally
Can
lighted sign.
can I just one moment? Who's
What?
speaking right now?
I'm sorry, this is Jane, Lucy, Jane Duda.
Hi, Jane. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to, are you with the applicant as part of their application? So I guess we typically wait for are you a member of the public in this instance, I guess is my question. Well, typically, I guess we could bend the rules a little bit, but we
Monica?
typically wait for,
Well, that's what I was
Like-
gonna say, what status? That's what you mean, Lucy?
yeah. What is your role here tonight? Are you a member of the public, or are you part of the application kind of team?
Partner, friend.
I mean, I've been helping Monica, but I don't own the market, so how would what does that mean?
Well, I guess
Like, are you
if
partners in it, or are you,
Because
Oh,
it's
you're doing the
criteria that, yeah.
Right.
She has information
'cause-
about the design of the sign and the lighting.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, because if you're going to provide some kind of what we call testimony, I think you did say that you were in there. So I am going to go ahead and just tell you guys I'm looking at Google Earth right now. And is it accurate that the sign's no longer up, the sell sign that was removed with the
yeah, that's
It was
been
removed.
going.
latest renovation?
Yes,
And then I believe that the sign wasn't lighted, but there was a light
Yes,
That's the intention.
near the sign.
That's the intention.
Oh, no, this,
The light
Yeah.
near the sign, not a sign with internal lighting.
it's gonna be like
So-
downlit or uplit,
Yes.
yeah.
As is
well, no,
Sweet
it
Bird.
can't be uplit.
It'll be down.
It needs, it would have to be downlit. So I think what we're trying to get at here, folks, is that we would like to, I don't know if everyone else agrees, but I would like to see what you're proposing before before we necessarily agree to it. Beth, I'm gonna send you a screenshot of the old one that maybe you could show folks.
You sending it to me?
Yep, I'm gonna send it to your cell phone.
Okay.
And wasn't that sell sign more near the stairs and not on the
No,
building?
it was on the side, yeah.
and it came out over the, like that, didn't it? The light part.
Okay, so here's the
Okay,
question.
there you go, Beth. I just sent you.
This sign, right?
It was kind of in the middle of the patio near the wall.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Thank you. And there'll be a light so you can see it.
Oh, okay.
Does that help
Oh, that's,
clarify? Do you want, I could send it to Lucy.
it was on the side of the building.
Okay, yeah, as you came up that ramp on the side.
Dave? Did you?
Yeah,
He remembers,
I live here.
yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, typically when we have these applications, folks provide a little bit more information about just, what the lighting is and what the sign is and where it's going to be located on the building. I mean, I'd honestly like to know, I think you said it's going to be, will be similar in size.
Hold on a
Approximately
second, Lucy. I'm gonna take a picture of the sign and send it to you now.
Okay. Oh, you brought it.
That's
Yeah,
your,
she's got it.
That's
On
your
her- on the
logo
phone.
anyways, right? It's
Great.
your regular,
No,
it's sort of like it.
It's similar, but it's the sign.
Okay. Do you know exactly where it's going to go?
Is it gonna go?
Can we just do this like contingent upon agreement of where it needs to go? I mean, can you tell me where it needs to go and we can do the permitting
Well, sign-
contingent upon that? Is that possible?
Yeah, so, one of the questions that we had about this property when Sweet Birch came up, and I don't know that we necessarily came to a conclusion, was that, I guess my question is, yeah, it's a projecting sign,
So it's not on the plan
6
yet.
feet.
No.
Okay, all right, okay, so you said, okay, that's helpful, you have a picture, you have the market sign, but I guess I need to know how and where it's attached. Like, is it on a freestanding pole, is it attached to the building? What type of lights are you using?
What size?
We
Yeah,
need
so-
to know this.
Yeah, okay.
How big?
How big is the sign?
They need,
How big should it be?
Oh,
Oh,
you guys are gonna conform to whatever it needs to be.
Yes.
okay.
well, we'd have to go to signs, which is on page
25.
25.
If it was mounted on the side of the building like Sal's was, it would be where people wouldn't walk
It's not-
into it and
It's
all
not gonna
that
be a
stuff.
freestanding, right?
And that's what I would be in favor of is,
It's not gonna be flush
because
mounted.
we said, the signage problem we had
It's gonna be
was there was
projecting.
too many things hanging out there
Projecting.
and it blocked the visibility of the
8 foot square.
intersection.
Right.
And that's why we recommended that any future signs be on the side of the building or in the entryway to the building itself or upstairs.
Right.
And that
So,
was what we gave to Michelle as a requirement.
Is that why Sweet Birch is kind of the way it is off the building?
Yeah,
so
So
she,
is that what you would recommend for the market?
you put it on the side like Sal's was, so that people can walk up the sidewalk, the ramp, and not hit their head on it and stuff.
Of
If
course.
it's wall mounted, then it's,
Well,
would
If it's well
have,
mounted, it can't be seen from the road.
well, they were talking about a
projecting
projecting
sign, like
sign,
street
and a
light.
projecting sign in our zoning, shall not exceed 8 square feet nor extend further than 3 feet, and the lowest part shall be at least 8 feet above the ground.
yes, but Joyce, when we spoke to Michelle about this, we limited the number of signs out
Oh.
front
Oh, in the whole, over the building?
of the building,
Which
so
is-
that
Yeah,
Sweet Birches had to be on the other end of the building.
Yeah.
And it had to be back so that it did not block the visibility of the intersection. And that's why we would recommend putting it on the wall of the building still. Because if it was out front on a pole, then it blocks the visibility of the intersection.
So a projecting sign, Dave, as I understand it, is just what Sweet Birch has. Their sign projects perpendicular to the building.
Right, but
Which is what
theirs
was-
is out of the intersection, so it wouldn't block the intersection.
I see.
That's
So
why we
the-
allowed that one to be projected out like that.
And if the market sign were
If the,
to the, as like away from the corner of the building,
where the
Could
other
that-
door was.
where the door was, could that not work? It's still, it's
On the
not
side.
anywhere near the intersection as far as projection goes, as far as the
well,
ability.
what height are you gonna put it then? Because people are gonna be walking back and forth across there and stuff.
Has to be 8 feet up.
Well, it's gotta be
Yeah.
8 feet up. There's plenty of
Yeah.
room. It's a
Well-
three-story
Above
building.
the door?
Above the
Above
door and the
or
windows.
or to the south of the door.
You gotta be above the door and,
And to the-
above the windows in terms
Yeah,
of
so-
how you mount it.
So that's not, I mean, I think that's a detail that could be
Yeah, well,
left
if
for
it-
the fact that it has to meet the requirements.
Well,
And if it meets the requirements, should
It-
it? should
Yeah,
today
so, but part
decide
of
the
the
exact
conditional
placement?
use approval is that I think, we'd like you to think about this a little bit more and get back to us on where it's gonna go, so we can, cause, that's the application process we're in.
Okay.
We really can't tell you how to lay out the interior of your site, but the sign and the lighting is one of the things that we are interested in.
well, if you look at the plan, the one that says notes in the bottom corner,
Yep,
and you look at Main Street, which is the far left, it sort of says Main, it looks like M Main, whatever, right?
Oh, I have it backwards then.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so that doorway would be okay to put it there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it seems as though, have to look at it.
yeah, I mean, so we all think you should have a sign and you can have a sign. I guess what we're asking is that you think more about where the sign's gonna be, what size it's gonna be, give us a little more detail on that. So Jane, to answer your question, we do not, gonna kind of speak for the board here. We don't really want to condition this on, we have learned from prior experience, we need to see the materials of what you're proposing before we can go ahead and say, yeah, you're going to comply. We really need to kind of know that ahead of time.
Fair enough.
That's kind of the part of what we're doing. So not that we have any doubt that you will comply, but that's just something that it is, we really should see beforehand. And we do, know that you're gonna, that moniker's gonna comply with that. So we're not necessarily concerned. We just think you need to put a little thought into it.
Of course, I think we thought about it but did not write it in to the plan. But if you need a sketch, we can provide that. Obviously not on the spot, but we can certainly
Well,
add
I
that.
imagine that whoever's doing your sign has probably got some details.
Well, I designed the sign.
In their application, it does say that they were planning on putting it on the northwest corner.
Opposite from Sweet Birch, lighted and made of wood. So, okay.
So
Well,
we're saying not the northwest corner because What were you saying, Dave? Were they
It was
limited to how many,
was-
were they, was, Sweet Birch, when that sign came up, say that again about, it was limited to how many signs they could have or where they could put them?
We didn't want a sign pole out on the front where the patio was at that time,
Right.
which would block the visibility of Route 140 East, traffic,
You mean like the old Sal's sign where it was
Right.
out? Yes.
because it
But
was projected out and it interfered with seeing the kids trying to
Yes.
walk across the intersections and traffic coming down School Street and all that stuff. And our concern was safety.
I think though we're talking at cross purposes, if I may. The Sal sign was mounted on a pole in the northwest corner of the patio,
Yeah,
not on the building itself. So once you bring it in towards the building, it is no longer near the intersection. You're now 10 feet back or 15 feet back from the road when you're at the building. The Sal sign literally was on a pole in the corner of the patio,
yeah,
which is not what we intend to
which
do.
interrupted the view.
We understand that, and we don't
Yeah.
need to go backwards to
And-
Sal's. My question is, we seem to be misunderstanding each other in that if we want the sign to be in the northwest corner projecting from the building itself, that is not the same issue as you were just mentioning regarding Sal's. So my question is, where would the DRB permit us to have the sign? Because you're asking for a plan, and it seems silly, or I'm sorry, not silly, but counterproductive to give you a plan that won't comply with something you discussed without us knowing about it. Does that make
Well,
any sense?
I mean, I'm just, okay, Jen, I appreciate your input. I'm also confused as to your role in this. I think you're representing just like you're being supportive of the applicant, is that right?
Monica?
Jane has been an integral part of the design of this floor plan, and she actually designed the sign, so.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the, I've got Google Earth up right now. I see that there's a light mounted. So I think, Dave, one thing to remember is that, and everyone's dismay, they took away the accessible ramp along the School Street side. So I think unfortunately anybody who needs to use the handicap accessible entrance has to park to the south of the building and come up the ramp by Sweet Birch. But that being said, there's no ramp there anymore, so I think that there's going to be a lot less foot traffic. But I guess kind of as I look at this building, I'm just curious where you'll put it, but maybe
I'm sending you a
maybe,
picture.
because on the corner of the building there's a light and then there's kind of some adornment above the blocks.
So you think, should they establish tonight where they want to put it or get back to us on this?
Well, I mean, I guess typically when we've had sign applications, folks have provided us with like a sign package. And I don't know, what does the board feel?
I think we need to discuss this.
Well, if they're in agreement to put it by the, first set of doors on the northwest side, which is,
The market doors, the main market doors.
right. That's way in from the corner by, I don't know how many feet.
See, Sal's had one
mean-
over the door and out front.
I know, but
Yeah,
I'm
so we're
saying,
gonna-
bring it
yeah.
over here. Oops.
Sort of mirror Sweet Birches.
That's what I was thinking.
So more over in this area.
Well, not that far over.
Oh.
Probably right, yeah.
Monica. Was it?
Another probably, I don't know, 6 feet.
On that? 'Cause she's-
But again, someone had mentioned once before doing a site visit. Would that be needed?
I will leave that up to the board to see what they think about it. I mean, if we do that, that's something we would want to warn ahead of time, just publicly, so that members of the public could come. What do folks think?
It might be beneficial.
Only because I'm talking about one side of the doors and they're talking about the other side of the doors, and who knows, never the
Yeah.
time shall meet. Where are we talking for the door?
We will cooperate with whatever you decide about this sign. and whatever the rules are. It's not-
Well, I think anywhere from here over would be.
That works.
I mean, if the board thinks so, I honestly, in terms of the signs, I don't personally need a site visit.
I can also tell you that the building owner is pretty strict about size, not having things oversized or too aggressively, out there. So I don't think you need to worry too much about like us running afoul of the 8 square feet sign. I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near that. Yeah, that's really
8 square
big.
feet is huge.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
because you
we-
said right in you said it was gonna be, 4
Well, 4 square,
feet.
4 by 2 is
All right.
8 square feet.
Yeah, I don't know that it's gonna be,
I thought you said it was gonna be approximately 4 feet in diameter. So, can you see why we're just trying to figure out but you're saying that you would like us to condition it on the fact that as long as it's within that 8 square feet, that it will be a projecting sign. We're just trying to get out of you what you're asking for, and we know you want to comply with the rules, and that's what you're asking us, but so you're looking for a projecting sign, correct?
Yes.
and it can be sized within 8 square feet. It's not quite round, so, but if you say that it's a rectangle, that is not going to be
So
anywhere near
how much
8
work would
square
it
feet.
be for you guys to give us the information we're asking? To tell us the lights that you would like to use and give us an actual dimension of the sign that we could put in the record? I mean, honestly, I think that's the best option.
Okay.
You guys can think about where the sign is. Is that something that
very
is
good.
within
So-
your
It's more
capacity?
Like 3
So
by
I'm
2.
gonna say, based on the shape and
Yeah, I
design
see that.
of the
3 by
sign,
2, yeah.
it's going to be roughly 2.5 feet by 3 feet.
Yeah, that's, I'm looking at Sweet Birches, that's what theirs is.
Yeah, theirs is a little smaller,
Maybe
it's
3 by
wide
2.
rather than tall.
Yeah.
Ours is a little more square rectangular.
Yeah.
And
just
how
'cause
many
you're-
feet from the corner? Exactly.
Of the building?
Of the building, yeah.
I think that's going to depend on what the owner
Well,
does.
So the other thing I'm interested in is lighting. I guess my question is, what is the resistance with kind of you guys getting us maybe just the details and the lighting
Okay.
kind of information? Does the board agree with me? Is that reasonable, or should we just go ahead and,
Yeah, because
I mean-
it doesn't show on the plan at all where it's going to be.
and I guess we would just like to, just a little bit more specific.
Not a problem. We completely understand.
We're not trying to be difficult. I think that everybody's likely supportive of having a grocery store and, restaurant in town. So we're not trying to make it difficult. We're just trying to make sure that we have done our due diligence in terms of this piece. Because this is the corner in town.
Yeah.
Yes, well, and the idea is to make it as attractive as possible, so.
We certainly believe you that that's your goal. And we're very excited about that. I heard Joyce agreed. Beth, Dave, Jill, what do you all think?
It would be nice to see what they're proposing.
Yes.
yeah. Then we can go from there.
Okay. And there's no intention to add that handicap ramp back in on the north side of the building, right? That the layout is the layout?
The layout is the layout.
Well, that was one along the lines of my other question. On the application, it said that there's a letter from the legal owner, and I didn't have it in my packet.
So that would have been,
Where it says agent and legal owner. Because my question is, they are beautiful, the signs, and I'm sure it's gonna be absolutely beautiful, but what is the, and I think it's absolutely wonderful you're doing this building, and every time and it's so historic, but how many more things are gonna be there for signs?
We're not the building owners.
Well, I know that, that's what I
So
mean,
we
that's
can't-
I was hoping that she would be
That's
here.
not a
so-
question what they can, the market
Yeah.
can answer.
So that we know what how much more signage will be there, or intended, the future.
Right, because if they're putting a restaurant in the back,
Right.
maybe
To
that sign will.
try to coordinate it all.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know what Michelle's vision is also, you know?
So the market, so there's a few steps that have to happen, as I understand it. Lucy, am I correct? We need to get you a sketch of how the sign will look and where the light will be. Do you need the level of lighting, what size or color light it will be? We're expecting
we
that
would
it's
just
going
like
to be
to know
some form of LED
that-
lighting.
Yeah, LED is great. We'd like to know just like the type and location and how many, and if it needs to be down cast.
Yep.
So those are the kind of key points we're looking for.
Okay,
Now, I see there's a lantern, wall-mounted light near the Sweet Birch sign. I'm wondering if she
yeah.
parroted that
there's
on the
a
other side. I have a feeling she did, but that would add a extra illumination there.
Sweeper, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweeper just open.
Yeah, that's
when
just
it's
it.
dark,
Yours,
but-
your thing is different because you're gonna be open at night, so. But what I'm saying, if that light's on and then you have additional lighting on your sign, we just wanna be mindful of cars and the neighbors or what have you. so.
Sure.
Okay, yeah, so if you
Oh,
could
there
get
is.
that, I think that would be the last piece we need.
With the sign?
Okay.
Yeah, that
But-
information.
Just to clarify, it's not predicated on what may or may not happen with a potential but not yet existent restaurant in the future and what their signage may be, because you just brought that up, and that concerns us in terms of limiting. We're happy to meet whatever requirements exist now, but to also meet requirements of a restaurant that doesn't exist, that we don't own or have control over, seems.
That's not the point, like when this whole project started, we had a long discussion
Okay, so
about
you
how
want-
the whole signage is gonna be set up on that building, because we couldn't have signs all over the place, so.
Right, so in
That's why we
theory-
wanna talk to Michelle, because she had input on that.
So Michelle should be able to provide us, I'm a little surprised that she didn't, but should be able to provide Monica with that information, that the board has already set restrictions on the signage?
I
Is
wanna
that
review
Dave's nodding
notes that we,
yes? So-
when we talked about it, I wanna go back to,
So it would be
We
really
suggested
helpful.
to her that for the inside facilities upstairs, she do a billboard type sign in the entryway going up the stairs.
I'm pretty sure that
And she had agreed to that because she said that would serve her purpose but they could have, we discussed the possibility that they could have some stenciling on the window up there or something like that, but not projected signs outside the building.
Okay, so that makes perfect sense, and I have, and Monica has nothing to do with that, because
No.
we don't own the building, so my question again is, when we were speaking, you just brought up this potential restaurant that potentially will open in the back that is not yet constructed, does not exist, there's no tenant for it, and that restaurant would also limit how we have a sign, because you're concerned about the amount of signage on the building. And so my question again is, what criteria do we need to use? Because what you suggested to Michelle is not a criterion, right? It's a suggestion, and she agreed to it, but it doesn't seem to affect the market. It affects the businesses upstairs in the building. So what
That's because we didn't
restrictions?
have room for signs outside without blocking the
Of
view
course.
to the intersection.
But-
That was why we did it that way.
Of
Now,
course.
the restaurant at the back, you're better off just letting that dog lie and let us get into the signage with whoever opens a
Yes,
restaurant.
we didn't want that, but you mentioned it, and so you mentioned restricting our sign because of it. Jill mentioned it, and you
didn't s-
agreed, and so I'm
I
just
did not
making
say
sure.
we're restricting it, we have to be mindful of it, because we have discussed this.
Okay,
And once, when this initial project started, there was just talk of what's gonna be here, what's gonna be
Okay.
there. There was no layout, we didn't know what was gonna go on upstairs. It was
Okay.
just this flood of, everyone was thinking signs sticking out all over the
Sure.
place. So, as a board, we just need to be mindful of the whole discussion,
of
you know?
course. But as someone in support of the applicant, I guess I want to make sure that we stick to the market and its requirements for signage. Because I think I'm working with Monica very closely on this, and I don't mean to speak for Monica can speak, but it's been we're hitting that very overwhelming point where we're getting permits from everybody, and so we just want to make sure we don't drop any balls, and obviously it looks like we did, right, by not giving you the sign plan. We were really not aware that it needed to be that specific, but I'm happy to provide it and can do it within a day or so. So we just want to make sure we don't miss anything and that we're not trying to design something that's already going to run afoul of what the requirements are. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But along those, the lines of, I mean, I have no problem now with the sign, I'm straight with that, but again, it's not really Monica's place to have to answer these questions, but if they do have the restaurant in the back, and what's been done in regards to parking and traffic and all of that? Nothing? I don't know, because I don't know what the history of this permits are.
We talked about traffic and parking, and our feelings were that there was adequate parking on the streets, not right directly in front of the building, but up on School Street and stuff, for when Sal's was there. And so we figured that we can't limit a business because of the parking alone.
No, I'm not saying limit it, I'm saying try to help them to figure out a way that we can.
Well, Michelle talked about putting in that parking lot adjacent to Sweet Birch and
For employees.
for employees, and whether or not they make that public parking at some point along the way, I don't know. That's her decision as the owner of the building and would be doing the leasing to somebody else. I think we should address that when it comes up, not on this particular application.
When will it come up?
If they put a restaurant in there.
I agree with that.
So there was never a highway, in our zoning on page 13 that said that they have to have where is it here? Whenever a proposed site plan involves access to the state highway, the applicant for the site shall include a letter of intent from the Agency of Transportation confirming that the agency has reviewed the proposed site plan and is prepared to issue an access permit. So you're saying we don't do that until the restaurant comes in?
Yeah. I mean, we've had the parking there all along, but I think that if it becomes an issue, it would be when and if the restaurant comes in.
I don't think that that's got anything to do with us. It
It has nothing to what we're doing now.
Then why is it in our zoning?
Yeah, and are we gonna, as a town, are we gonna get in
But
trouble if we
that has to-
issue a permit?
That has to do with V-Trans, and there's already curb cut access. They're not requesting any new. I don't think that that's something that's relevant to this. Okay, I think we've kind of talked our way through this. I would like to propose that we recess this hearing till the next meeting in April, and we have received the applicant's materials.
Well, I just assumed meeting another week if anyone else. Just
We can't, Joyce, I don't think we can. You need to warn them.
if you recess, you don't. If you recess and set the
You need
date,
to, you're saying you need to just set it to another date or time?
yeah. I don't think you have to wait a month. What do you think, Dave?
Well, I thought it had to be warned.
Not if it's recessed.
If we recess to it, we don't have to rewarn it, as far as I know.
It's just like a continuation,
yeah.
right?
It's a
Okay.
continuation. And
Then
if
we
they
could-
provide us the signage information within the next few days, we could recess and maybe meet in a week or whatever to expedite this so that they can get started on their
Yes.
work.
Thank you very much. Yes.
So
Yeah, it's
the
huge project.
27th?
Yeah,
Can we get the 27th at 7?
Yeah, no one's gonna be here.
27th is better for me, I think. I don't
Is
have my
that-
calendar,
is it-
but
Yeah, that's a week from today.
yeah, that's fine
Yeah,
with me as
fine.
well.
Okay, can we get a motion to recess the hearing to, or continue the hearing, recess it to March 27th at 7 PM?
So moved.
second,
Joyce,
Thank you.
okay, first, and Dave second. Okay, all in favor of recessing to the 27th at 7 PM, say aye.
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 Aye, all opposed? All right,
And
it
can
is
we,
passed.
I'm
We
sorry,
will see, go ahead, Joyce.
I was gonna say, could we get that letter from the owner?
Yeah,
Well, on this application, do you have your front of the application? Right there, it says you got a letter from the owner. Just to have it for the record, right there.
that would be great if you could bring that with you. Okay, so we will see you next Wednesday at 7.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
your time. Yeah, have a good evening. And then we will continue on to, we're going to skip item 5, deliberative session, and item 6, exit deliberative session.
Good.
We have
Can I-
skipped
can I
over
make a motion to go
item
into
7
deliberative
because we have
session?
continued. Okay, let's
What-
move to
oh,
approve.
oh, oh.
Oh, all right, can we work on approving minutes of
Lucy?
29 November?
Lucy, hold
Oh,
on.
okay.
Can we go into a short deliberative session so we can discuss a few of these things?
Yeah, do you want to go into would now be the time?
Yeah, just for a few
Or we
minutes.
can, you wanna do everything first, then go back to it?
I'm
So
fine with
he-
it.
Then
whenever-
he can leave.
Oh,
'cause-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's do that. He's like,
Oh,
woo,
that
he's
makes
happy.
sense, yeah. Okay. Okay, so we are now, let's go ahead to, good thinking, Joyce. Let's move to, or review the minutes of the 29th of November. Did folks have a chance to, so the folks who can vote on this are Dave, Beth, Joyce, and myself.
Yeah. I make the
Did
motion,
you-
that we accept the minutes of November 29th
I'll second it.
as
All
written.
right, I agree. Beth, second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's 29 November 23. Okay, approved. Okay, choice. That. Okay, all right. And let's see, the minutes of the 24th of January, the voting members on that are Dave, Jill, and Joyce.
And I have some corrections.
Okay,
Okay,
The second time they put below, there's missing an L.
okay.
That's under item 1.
Yeah. And then on page 2, at the top, I don't know if it was said as an easement, but, you know, on the second line where it said the DRB was received a written copy of the easement, it wasn't an easement, it was a warranty deed.
okay.
And that's, and then, the next line where it said the sign should be within, it should have that 10 foot of the zoning setback. That needs to be mentioned in there. And again, further down,
What line are you on, Joyce?
D1,
Okay,
I think that 10 foot has to be put in there every time we can get it in there. And that's that.
Any other edits to those minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry, there's another one down here where, again, where she calls it whenever it says easement, it should say warranty deed. Under, C, the first paragraph. And it says it has a permanent lease on the triangle. It doesn't have a lease, it's the owner, right, Dave?
No.
Shouldn't say lease.
It's like a lifetime,
No, it's a warranty deed, the owner.
It was an easement.
and he's
No, it
not.
wasn't, it was a warranty deed.
It was an easement.
I have a copy of it, you
Well,
wanna see
then,
it?
you sure it's a warranty deed on it then?
Yes.
If
I
it
don't
says warranty
remember
deed on it,
warranty
then it becomes a warranty deed.
I have it here somewhere.
I thought he explained it like a lifetime easement,
Lifetime lease
lifetime lease.
to them was what he talked about.
It's in book 68, page 436, and it's a warranty deed.
Say that again.
Well, if it's a
Where is that?
warranty deed and he owns it, why are we asking for a letter from the neighbor?
Because he's within the 10 feet of the property line. And that neighbor, that zoning had to be past the 10 feet.
Well, the question was, has he already used it?
Say that again?
The question is, have they already used it? Have they already paved it, is my question when I'm
It's
looking at
paved
that.
already, but it's not, doesn't have a sign in it.
That's really, he's talking about ease of flow of traffic, that's really gonna be an interesting situation.
So let's
They've
just do
already
the
paved
minutes
it.
then.
Yeah,
So did you get all that, Lucy?
so the minutes, they supposed to reflect what we actually discussed, cause I don't remember talking about warranty deed.
Well, that's, I'm debating, maybe we should bring that up under the other business then, because she
Yeah.
did put easement in there, because he kept calling it an easement.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I heard the conversation, Joyce, but I would need to see the markup. I think whoever has got the master markup is the one that you guys would do it. So are you tabling that?
I think we should table it. We got questions.
No, he did say easement,
Yep.
but when he handed it to Erica, his copy, the copy was a warranty deed.
So I guess my question is, do you guys want to approve those as amended, or do you want to table
No, I
the
think-
approval?
Maybe we should leave it, and then we'll talk about it under other business, because
Yeah.
something else is on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I get a motion to table those minutes?
I'll make a motion.
No, I mean, we can vote the minutes in.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, but just fix the 10-foot part. That's the only one that's really important.
Okay.
So are you amending them are you approving them as amended by
Yeah.
Joyce? Or
Yeah.
I would need somebody to make that motion.
With the 10-foot easement. That's it, right?
Yeah. Setback.
Setback.
Okay.
And other, the other little corrections.
Right, so is there a motion for that?
One of you has to do it, because I made a correction, I guess.
I can't do it.
Well, I was chairman of the meeting, so unless I stepped down as chairman, I couldn't make the motion.
Guess who's going to make the motion?
Do it.
I'll make the motion.
All right, Jill, who's seconding it?
I'll second it.
Okay. All right, all all in favor of approving the minutes of February 21.
No,
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
January
but-
24th. Let me start that over. All in favor of approving the minutes of January 24th as edited by Joyce with the 10-foot portion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, approved. All right, let's move on to the,
February.
now we're on to the February 21. Does anybody have any edits to this? I saw a couple minor typos, but it was just like an extra apostrophe.
On page 3, second paragraph is a big boo-boo. It said that Tara Rosser said they would be, and she did not have a walkout basement. She said she did have a walkout, and the not shouldn't be in there.
Where did you see that, Joyce?
Page-
Oh, yeah, yes, that's correct. You're correct.
Take the word not out.
Yep.
Let's see. Oh, and then down on the last page, no, not the last page, it's the fourth page. Under 6, when I suggested that she should be given her $250 back,
All right.
that was agreed upon by not only me, but Beth and Joe.
Okay.
Right.
And that's all I have.
Okay, any others?
On 6, there should be a J in front of my name, last name.
Where was that?
6, it says exit deliberative session, and then right under there it says Burkett, just put a J in front of there. Second,
Oh, yeah,
page
fine.
4, sorry.
Yep. Item 6. Okay, any others?
So I make the motion that we approve the minutes as corrected.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Good, we got 3 of them out of one.
Wow, wow.
All right. So, let's see, check. Open meeting, I don't think anybody's got any public input.
No.
We can talk about the rules of procedure next, if we'd like, which was member absences. If we want to talk about that now, or we can move on to other business, or do our deliberative kind of session. Executive session.
Say that again, do you do 10 under
Uh,
executive session or just do 10?
Just,
Well, if we want, I think we could do 10, or we could, are folks ready to talk about that? Rules of procedure, members absences.
We could.
Well, I'd like to see that, should we discuss that now?
Yeah,
I think that should be a town-wide policy for all boards.
I think so too.
there's nothing now?
No,
Oh,
not that I know of.
so I have been requested to go to, this was one of, like, as previous chair, but since I'm still chair, I was requested to go to the select board meeting. I think they are wanting to just meet with all of the chairs of boards, so I could bring this up, because I don't have, and then
Okay.
maybe we could bring this up at the next meeting to see what they say, and I can certainly bring this up as a point of discussion and what their
Right.
policy is on that,
Well, they don't have one, so I think that would be good to
or
say.
what the,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And along in the same thing, the question I had was for alternates. At what point do you call an alternate? And we're the only board that has alternates, aren't we? Or no, the planning?
No, planning
is the
commission does.
Planning
Does,
does,
yeah.
so?
Yeah. But it's hard when a board member doesn't show up and,
Or let you
it's
know.
or even let you know, 6 months in a row, it's tough. It's hard.
Yeah.
But my question
Okay.
as far as alternates goes, if you have a 5-person board and one is missing, do you automatically call the alternate, or do you wait until do you go with just 3?
I don't know that there is a firm policy on that, but I've told you my philosophy is to have we have up to 5 voting seats,
Yeah.
and if we have non-alternates that aren't able to make it. My preference is to have more people because a quorum is 3, but if you only have 3 people, you need to have all 3 people approve. On a 5-person board, you need to have all 3 people approve that application for it to pass. You can't have 2 of the 3 pass. It's not just majority. 3 is the quorum to have a meeting, and 3 is the minimum number you need to pass an application.
I agree.
I agree too.
And when you do meet with the board, I think that should be brought up.
Okay.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
will definitely bring that up.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other discussion on that? Or I think we can follow up on that on our next meeting also.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Item 9, other business. Is there any other business, or did we want to go into that deliberative session
Well, again,
or executive session, or whatever we're calling it?
I have a few things, but I was wondering if, they'll be in the minutes, so that was how it would get to Erica. But we still have not received the letter from Midway.
Right, I was gonna ask about that.
Do you know what what's about, Lucy?
I am vaguely familiar, but I wasn't part of that application.
Right, and that's
So-
one of the conditions, so.
So what do you think on that, Dave? Does that, because we didn't give it any kind of deadline or anything, goes on and on and on?
I don't know, he was supposed to furnish a letter from the abutter.
So technically speaking, his permit has not been approved until that comes in.
Yeah.
But you only have 45 days after you close the hearing.
But it's contingent on him getting us the information.
That was one of
But
the,
if you close the hearing, you've only got 45 days.
well, that's what I was wondering, because the way the findings, it was in the findings that he had to have a letter from the neighbors.
Before like a permit was issued.
So then do you wait until day 45 and deny it and let him reapply?
I don't know, that's what I'm wondering.
Well, what was the actual date that it was approved?
January.
Tonight,
It was in January.
or is January 1?
Yeah, it was in January.
Well, your 45 days are up already.
But it works for his side and our side? Because he didn't get it to us in 45 days?
No. If you approved it, it doesn't, I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know the answer to that.
It was contingent on him giving us that letter from the
The
neighbor.
approval.
Yeah. And that
From the neighbor.
he was clear about that.
So if he didn't comply with that part, then it shouldn't be approved and
No.
it should be denied at the 45-day mark.
And he did not get a, what is it?
Extension?
No, he didn't get a, what was it that Erica wanted us to sign? The findings.
The facts and findings?
Because I refused to sign it and Jill didn't sign it. So it's not a signed findings.
Yes, but if it was an approval, I don't know the answer to this because you guys made it a contingent on something
I know.
you didn't receive, which is what I was avoiding in this application tonight.
Exactly, live and learn. So maybe we could have Erica look into that?
Well, when we had the discussion about approving the minutes, we approved the minutes, but we
Yeah.
didn't approve
The
his
findings,
permit.
right,
Because if you two didn't sign,
right.
then we haven't approved his permit.
That's the way I look at it, but I don't know if that's,
But we should have sent him a denial.
Yeah, he should have been sent a denial by now if she hasn't received the information we asked for. Because the permit was contingent on that document. So,
So with Erica not here, we can't answer.
but
None
can
of us
we,
can answer that question.
so then where do we stand with that? Can we authorize Erica to send him a letter of denial if that's what should be done?
Because 45 days was yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know if Erica knows the answer to that. I mean, you might need to reach out to the LTC.
Well, technically, like Beth says, 45 days was up yesterday. And if we didn't send him a denial prior to that,
But then you also guys, you made it a contingent. I really don't know the answer. I don't think any of us know the answer. It's something you have to get outside input on.
yeah,
So first of all, we need to find out from Erica if she even got a letter from him. and
She
then go
did,
from there.
she didn't as of last week, I emailed and asked her.
Okay. So I would think
Okay.
it's denied after 45 days.
I think that amongst yourselves, you have to determine who's gonna follow up on that.
Well, if you put it in the minutes, Erica can follow up on it.
I'll put it in the minutes, but that doesn't mean she'll follow up on it.
Well, we'll bring it to her attention because there's a few more things.
What else is on your
I
list,
think she'll follow
Joyce?
up on it.
The 250 back to Terra Rosa.
I believe that was left, that it was supposed to go to the select board, somebody was supposed to bring it to the select
So if you
board.
put that in the minutes, I'll give that, we can give that to the select board.
Okay, 250. back to
Otherwise,
Sarah.
none of this stuff will get done. What was the other one? And just, I don't know, some of the, for the record, after, it takes me a while to digest some of these meetings, and usually about 4 o'clock in the morning I come up with a good one. And the one was when the, Tara Rosa was here for the, her permit, and she mentioned that she didn't recognize the neighbors being neighbors, so we should have listened to her, but we didn't. And I looked at the map and they're not neighbors.
Joyce, I brought it up in the meeting and it's in the minutes that they're not abutters. They are neighbors, but they're not abutters.
Oh, I saw that, and I
Yeah.
wondered why you put it that way.
Yep.
Yeah, they are neighbors, but they do not physically abut the property. I did bring it up at
Oh,
the
okay,
point when they were
okay.
speaking. So yeah, that was
All right,
taken
I
care
see
of.
now. I saw that in there. I wondered why you put it like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I wanted it to be on the record that the folks that were speaking were not directly because those people have different rights.
Okay.
Right, yeah. Because
Okay.
at first I
what
was
else
under
is on
the
your list?
impression that she
was
was
it.
right there.
What?
When the woman was speaking, I was under the impression they lived
Me
right
too.
next door.
I did too. I didn't,
Looking
I,
over
didn't
at
hear, I
the-
didn't hear you say that at all, Lucy.
Oh yeah, no problem.
It sort of came out towards the end, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now is there anything else that we want to address, or should we move into the executive session?
Yes.
Okay, Greg, thank you so much.
It's Chris.
Chris.
Oh, it's Chris. I thought Greg was in there today. Okay, well, thank you, Chris. And can we get a motion to go into executive session at 8:10?
So moved.
That was Joyce.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
That seconds. Executive session. Okay, all right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? All right, we have entered executive session at 8:10.